Hi guys. Are you hearing me properly? Because I'm okay. Hi guys. So this is an impromptu live. Welcome if you're here. I'm testing out a different setting, so I hope this is working out good. Anyway, I'm just coming on here live for maybe half an hour because I got this really good question, which I should have made a permanent video about it. But anyway, I got a couple of questions on Instagram, and it was so well eloquently like the question was so nicely stated, and there was actually a couple of them, and they were mainly about these two bags. So I wanted to come on here and just quickly give you guys an over general thoughts as to which one you should pick if you were just in between these two bags. Let me know if you want me to do an actual video about it, but just thought that I would do that right here. And also I'm testing out this new setup, sort of speak. If you guys are joining us later also at 8 p.m. So in 2 more hours, me and Kat, we're going to be doing our luxury live show. But as of this one is just impromptu. Literally, I'm not even that prepared. Also, I have received a couple of things from my subbies, so I just wanted to shout out to them. And I also wanted to give you guys an update on how is going on with my teamie, because I'm probably not going to be doing another favorites video for a while. So I received these two things from teamie recently, and I like the greens, but it doesn't taste super tasty to me, so I pretty much just gulp it because I know it's good for me. So anyway, if you guys want to check them out, I do have a coupon code. I'll link it down below in the description. But would I repurchase this? I don't know, because I'm not a fan of this particular taste, but I know it's super good for you. I definitely do feel the difference when I drink when I get this. But they also make teas and everything. The product that I do recommend is their oil. So I do want to let you guys know that I've been really enjoying this oil. I have tried other oils in the past, and while they don't break me out, I don't really like the scent of the other oils. I guess usually when there's lavender, I don't like it. But this one, not only is it really lightweight and everything, but the scent is so wonderful. And I only use it when I have really, really dry, tight skin. So maybe 2 or 3 times a week, I do add this on top of my existing skincare. So what I do is I take a couple of drops of this and I mix my toner in the palm of my hand, and then I mix it all together and I just pat my face. And then, you know, my usual moisturizer and everything. So I do highly recommend this. But they also make a lot of teas and everything. So if you guys just want to check them out, that's my update on that. And sub email. My goodness. Oh, Jojo, if you're here, thank you so much for sending me all these beautiful goodies. As you can tell, I already finished a lot of the chocolates. So thank you so much, Jojo. You're a sweetheart. All the way from New Zealand. And also she sent me this beautiful, I haven't opened it yet because look at it. It's so cute. It's the Pat McGrath Labs Trio lipstick. So she sent me these 3 beautiful colors. They're kind of in the darker shade, which is, you know, I don't really have because I have mostly really bright lipsticks. So I'm definitely looking forward to trying these. And I love that it's a small size because it's much easier to carry in my handbag. So thank you so much, Jojo. I love you. You're so sweet. One more thing before we get into the quick overview of the Chanel 19 versus the Gabrielle. I also received from Natalie. So Natalie is one of my subbies as well. She sent me a beautiful card and a few of her new goodies. So she does own this company called Organize My Bag. And she sent me this cute little luggage tag. So this is in vachetta. And it's not the LV one. Obviously, it does have her logo here, OMB, which stands for Organize My Bag. But if you want to buy like a little luggage tag for your bag and you don't care that it's not LV, this is a really good choice. It's so well made. Like, I mean, I wish it would. I have to figure this out because, like I said, I'm trying this setup for the first time. I will figure out how to make it focus next time. But anyway. So that's one thing that she sent me, and she sent me 2 other things. She also sent me the clip that you would use for those luggage tags, but I actually used it on my existing tag. So this is an actual LV tag that I had from before. This is the small size. So comparing it with the one that she sent me, you see the difference? This is the large size, but I used the clip that she sent me on my existing tag instead, and it falls beautifully. Like it's falling straight across. Like it doesn't, because it used to just do that. And then sometimes when I move the handles, it will like become like this, but now it falls beautifully. So these clips are so handy. Love it. And then lastly, she sent me this beautiful acrylic chain. And I love that this one is super chunky. It's actually, I don't know if you can tell, but it's iridescent. And it actually has a little bit of the gold detail here. And the clips are extra chunky, and it fits exactly the square mini. It doesn't fit the rectangle mini, but if you're looking to add like a little extra top handle on your mini bag, this is a good one. You can even use it on your like, you know, your mitzi pochette in the small pouch, or just smaller bags, like not too wide. So super cute. I'll link it down below. Again, I do have, she gave me a 10% coupon code for my subby, so you guys are free to use it. So thank you all so much for the subby love. Love these things that you guys are sending me. Again, like I wanted just to mention it here quickly because I probably wouldn't have a chance to do it until a while later. Okay, so I got 2 questions about these 2 bags. Let me try to, maybe let me read it because the question was so good. And it was so sweet. Like, okay, let me. Okay, it's from Novia. Hi, Amy. I watch almost all your videos on YouTube, especially when it comes to Chanel. I'm currently considering buying a Chanel collection, and it is between the Gabrielle and the 19. I'm kind of a leather person who dresses up casually every day, but not too shiny, and the types of chain or chain type of person. But somehow the Gabrielle and the 19 really is on my mind nowadays. What is your opinion? And which one should I get first? Which one do you prefer? The Gabrielle in chevron quilt or quilted? Thank you. Stay healthy. Okay, so that's from Novia. And then Joelle also is pretty much asking about the Chanel 19. She said she found my YouTube channel, watched all of them about the 19 handbag, and she is obsessed. Now that I've had it for a while, how do I feel about it? Wear and tear wise, is it worth it? I have quite the sentimental attachment to it, but I've never purchased a Chanel bag before. And if I am going to spend $8,000 plus on a bag, I want it to be perfect and last for a long time. So that's from Joelle. All right, so let's answer Joelle first because it's just one bag. The 19, she mentioned 8,000. I guess that's with taxes and depending on the size that you get. By the way, these 2 bags, there is a price difference, but yeah, this one is definitely a little bit more expensive, even because both of these are in the smallest size. I have them in the smallest size. But yeah, this one with taxes, it's closer to 8,000. And this one with taxes, it's probably closer to, I want to say mid 6,000, closer to 7,000. So it is up there. So I want to say one thing first. I don't know if, Joelle, you're considering the classic flap, because that also is something that I come across a lot. But between the classic flap and this, there's just no comparison because you're basically comparing apples and oranges. They're so different. They're totally 2 different bags. Whether it's worth it is really very subjective. Now, just because it's a classic doesn't mean it's a better bag. I actually already pre-filmed the video. It's going to go up on Monday where I kind of mentioned that as well. Just because it's a classic doesn't mean it's better. It just really depends on your style. It depends on which bag you end up using more. For me, I have a classic flap. I have the jumbo. I know it's still kind of seasonal because it's a single flap, but I don't wear that one as nearly as often as I would this one. With this one, there is this casual vibe to it. There is this chain vibe to it. It just is easier to dress down in a way. Not to say that the classic flap you can't, you obviously can. So I don't want to compare it to the classic flap just because you can't. You just can't. You have to love this bag. So yes, $8,000 is a lot. You add a little bit of money, you can get the classic flap. I totally understand that, totally respect that. But you really have to love this style. And in terms of wear and tear, I can tell you it has been fantastic. There's really nothing I can really complain about. But I also rotate my bags a lot. So I don't wear them every single day. And lately, I just haven't been able to wear my bags that often. The bag that I wear pretty much the most recently is the Mutsi Pochette, which is a canvas bag. So are you really considering buying this and wearing it as an everyday bag? Because then the wear and tear, I cannot comment. I haven't worn it on an everyday basis. But as of having this for a while and mine being lambskin even, because I think this one comes in goatskin most of the time now. But for the first 2 seasons, they did make it in lambskin, especially for the smallest size. Although every single season is different. They do vary. But most of the time, I have seen it mostly in the goat skin. Wear and tear wise, I have no complaints because it's a soft bag. So right now I have an organizer inside. It is from Samorga. And it pretty much keeps its shape during storage. But I don't always use the Samorga organizer when I actually am holding, like when I'm wearing the bag. But when I store it, I always leave it in there. But without the organizer, you're gonna see that it's more of a slouchy bag, right? My size is the smallest, so it doesn't slouch as much. But over time, with any leather, they will soften up. So it's just a matter of time, especially if you don't end up stuffing it the way I do, because I use the organizer to stuff it basically. So without the organizer, with the weight, it will slouch. Now you will have stuff inside. You'll probably be holding it by the handle like this. You might squish it while you're wearing it. You might just like be handling it a little bit. So is it worth it? It's whether it's worth it, it's whether you love it enough to get it. That's all I can say, because I wouldn't get this for resale value because it's too early to tell. And as of right now, these 2 bags are still very polarizing. There's a lot of people that love it, and there's a lot of people that don't love it. So resale value is still a question. I wouldn't ponder on those aspects if you're considering this bag or either bag. I wouldn't ponder on resale value. I wouldn't ponder on whether it's gonna stay trendy or relevant as a style later. And I wouldn't ponder on, well, if it's classic enough, because like I said, you cannot compare these bags with a classic flap. So if you don't look at those 3 things, do you love this bag enough to get it? That's the main question. If you do, then get it, because I know a lot of you who got it love it. Yeah, I love it. I love it because it's so much roomier than the classic flap. Like I said, I don't have the medium classic flap, but just the ease of use, the vibe, the richness of this lambskin leather, because I do have it in a lambskin, but like I said, it does come in goat skin a lot of times nowadays. The ease of styling it, and you can kind of dress it up to a certain level if you tuck in the chain and just hold it by the handle. Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna tell you. So I hope it's helpful. It's hard to say because it's hard for me to decide for someone else. It's impossible to decide for someone else. But like I said, love the bag enough, get it. And don't look at it from the resale point of view. Don't look at it from a trend point of view, because those things no one can predict, not even me. All right. I'm seeing a lot of comments. Oh, I'm seeing a, oh, hi, MK. Oh my gosh, MK, why are you so early? This is not even the live show, okay? This is just me impromptu, impromptu Q&A sort of with these two bags. Okay, moving on to the Gabrielle. So the Gabrielle came, the design came out earlier, I think. Was it in 2000? And so this one was 2019. This one, was it 2000? Was it 16 or 17? Has it been that long already? Anyway, again, I'm going to repeat the same thing. If you're wondering whether you should get this or the classic flap, there's just no way. Don't even go there. Don't even compare that. There's no way you can predict whether this will keep its value. As of right now, I think the smallest size, which is this one, does keep its value a little bit better, especially if you have it in really good condition. But the trend with the Gabrielle, however, especially the larger sizes, is that they actually lose their value in a way. When I say that, it means that if you try to find it in the secondhand market, they're actually cheaper. And a lot of times they're pretty worn down as well. So yes, definitely never look at resale value for this bag. Is it going to be trendy or is it going to be relevant as a style later? Hard to tell. Like MK and a lot of you also say, there's a lot of these other styles in the past that was, you know, they were kind of seasonal, but they were hot for a minute. And then now no one talks about it anymore. So it's still early to say whether this will be still relevant in, you know, 10 years, for example, or even 5 years. We don't know. So I, again, wouldn't look at any of those things because it's just so, it's irrelevant for these bags because they're just too seasonal. They're not like your classic flap. They're not like your typical classic flap. This one kind of looks more classic because of the shape. So I think between these two, I have a feeling this will stay a bit more relevant later, but even then we don't know because the slouchiness of this can be something that deters people in the future, which is why I love getting it in the small sizes too. Plus I just love smaller bags anyway. With the smaller size, there's less chances of this collapsing and sagging. So yeah, now the main question was, would you get this or get this first if you were between these two bags? Oh man, the thing is I got this first because it came out first. And of course I thoroughly enjoyed it for 3 years now. But if I had to choose between these two today, I think I would go with this first. Why? Because, well, because I know I will get this second anyway. I feel like, okay, so okay, maybe for me it's easier to decide because this size of bag is smaller than this size. So I have many Chanel bags that are kind of quite small. So I would probably buy the bigger one just because this is the more different one compared to all my other bags. So if you look at my Chanel collection, I have Coco handle, small, I have a bucket bag, I have 4 mini bags. They're all pretty small, right? So when I look at this one, this is probably the most different. But if I were not to look at those two, like if I were not to look at my current collection and just choose between these two, I still would go with this one first. I feel like because it's more modern, it's just more relevant at the moment. There's something about this bag that is totally different from all the other ones. This one being less structured in general. This one is still quite structured because of the base, even though the top can sag, depending on the size that you get. But yeah, as they're so close. They're like, this is a close second. I honestly, it's because I'm choosing it today. And this is the more expensive bag to buy. Sometimes I think about it financially speaking as well. Sometimes when it's more expensive, I try to get over with it first, because if they had any price increases, chances are if they went up at the same rate, then this one would be a lot more expensive. I mean, they're very close, but still, if this went up even more, just like the price it is right now, it would be so hard for me to swallow another price increase, which is why I would choose this one first. And yeah, I feel like that's pretty much it. And the thing is, these two bags, I would choose this one first. Let me see if you have any. Oh, hi from Malaysia. Okay, so Tan is asking, is the inner top flap easily scratched? I'm assuming you're talking about the Chanel 19. Tracy is asking, I'm waiting on my essay to get the 19. I love it so much. I love the relaxed look, mixed hardware. I jumped on the bandwagon too late. Don't worry about it, because I don't believe it's ever too late or too early in a way. Like, it's never too late as long as, you know, you get it today, there's going to be another price increase in the future. So if you love it, get it now. If you can afford it now, definitely get it now. Okay, my Chanel 19 is the smallest size. But on, so I have the Samorga organizer. On the Samorga website, they call this the medium, but it's really the smallest size. And you can tell by counting the quilts. So the quilt of the small size, you see how like the triangle is like this? It cuts off closer to the middle. Whereas the size up from this, it cuts off like right there. So you see more of that full quilt. MK, it's not the first time Chanel produces slouchy bags. I have a bubble from 2008 and a seasonal flap from fall winter 2016 that looks similar. Yeah, which is why yeah, exactly. It's I think the bubble or the slouch factor is definitely a trend that comes and goes. It comes back every few years. So I don't think you can ever go wrong with this bag. And like I said, if you put an organizer inside, it becomes a little bit more structured. So if you feel like you want a more structured look for that day, just leave your organizer inside. Okay, gonna answer this question before I forget. Nada. Look at this. Do you see any scratches? Like, I don't see any scratches. This leather, being the shiny lambskin or the shiny goat skin, depending, is so robust. I have never, like, the way I'm handling it right now, even like, because I have nails and everything, and the fact that I'm just constantly grabbing it, I would never do that with my trendy CC. With my trendy CC, I'm so precious about it. There's just something about this lambskin or goat skin that maybe it's thicker. I'm not sure if it is, but maybe it's the way they did the coating of this one. It is really a lot more robust. And I also got my bag kind of rained on, like drenched, rained on, because it was kind of just like a passing rain, but it came down super heavy. I freaked out, okay, but you know, ran to my car and used like a tissue that I had in the car, and I just stamped. Never go like this with your bag, especially when it's wet. Any bag, any leather, just stamp any of the excess away. Waited till it dried, and it was perfectly fine. Like, usually when leather dries, when it's super drenched, it becomes like dehydrated. You can tell like the skin has been kind of yeah, you can tell that the skin is tighter and even is rough a little bit, but no, not with this one. So I was really, I'm not suggesting you do get your bag wet or anything, but I'm just saying that it happened to me and it's perfectly fine. Like, look at it, it's perfectly fine. And why is my camera deciding to focus today. That is so strange, but that is awesome. So yeah, no scratches on the inside. Oh, hi, Jojo. I was just talking about you earlier. If you rewatched the beginning, it was, like I said, it's an impromptu video. I just wanted to come here to answer questions about these two bags. So yeah, Tracy, hope you get yours soon. Okay, so I can't pronounce your name, but hi, Amy. May I know if the lambskin of the 19 is easily scratched? No, like I said earlier, this is the best lambskin I've ever had. I have 4 bags that are lambskin. My lights went out. This is the most robust one. I wouldn't even think that it's lambskin, except that you can, like when you touch it, it has that sort of softness to it, but it does have an extra coating. Touch it in person, definitely go in person. But like I said, it's possible that the current season is in goat skin, so it will feel a little bit more rubbery or a little bit more, it feels thicker than lambskin. But mine is from the 20C collection, so 2020 cruise. And it is in lambskin. And I know that the first one that came out was 2019. Was it 19K? It's either 19B or 19K because this bag came out fall of last year. And it's also lambskin in the small size. So I do recommend this bag, whether in lambskin or in goat skin. I just prefer lambskin because it's the one that I have. But it's also, like, if you look at it, I don't know if you can tell, but my quilts are puffy. And I've been handling it. I've been like doing it in front of you, right? They're puffy. They don't crinkle the same way that the goat skin does. Like, I've seen a lot of the photos on Instagram with the goat skin. It looks very similar from afar. You can't really tell, but like if you look at it from a close, like mine is just so much smoother in a way. So yeah, I definitely do recommend this bag, even in the lambskin, especially in the lambskin. Thoughts on the extra mini cocoa handle? So I'm not gonna, I just want to do an impromptu before I eat, but because we're gonna do the live show in about an hour and a half with Kat. So the extra mini cocoa handle is too small. That's my thought. It doesn't fit the Max phone, so I wouldn't get it. Iridescent white, I have not seen it, but I heard that it's not as nice as the mini flap because it's the caviar iridescent. So yeah, I wouldn't get it, but that's just me. Okay, Bianca, is the Chanel 19 heavy when you put your things inside? Okay, so as of right now, I weighted it once. My bag, when is it empty or with the organizer? I can't remember. It was around 2 pounds. So 2 pounds for me in general is when the scale gets tipped over a little bit for me. Like for me, when a bag is 2 pounds, I start feeling the weight. It can be different for you because I'm a bit more sensitive. But I will say, because this one does have a top handle, and I do use this bag mostly from the top handle, anytime there's a top handle on a bag, it alleviates the weight factor. I don't know why. And maybe because it's not such a huge bag. Like, think of it as this compared to the Deauville. The Deauville is probably also 2 pounds, maybe a bit more. But because the Deauville is such a large, like the way you even handle it around your body, like if you take this bag like this and you take the Deauville being just so much larger, your muscles, I don't know, the way it's being handled and the way the dynamics of your body has to, carry it. I just don't feel the weight of this bag. If I'm trying to explain myself, I just feel like the weight of this, even though it is 2 pounds for the small size, it's very acceptable because of this handle. I rarely use this chain, and the most of the weight is actually on the chains, like on the hardware. I rarely use this chain just because, well, actually this slides off often. This part, it slides off often. Not with the shoulder pad, but like, on on a larger coat and everything, it will slide off. So I will just wear it crossbody if I want it to be hands-free. Otherwise, I'm always holding it by this top handle. I'm a big fan of top handle bags, and I think it's pretty clear by now if you follow my channel. So yeah, I feel like the weight is very acceptable because of how the weight concentrates mostly in here, but because you have this chain and it's a rather smaller size bag, it just works. So I hope this helps. Tracy, do you use any products on it? No, I don't. I don't use any products on any of my bags, actually. And if I ever have to, a trick that I've mentioned in our live show is that I just bring it to my Chanel store and I ask my SA to clean it for me. You can do the same thing. Obviously, only do it if you really have to. Like, I'm sure they're not a cleaning service, so they wouldn't just clean anything for you. But if it's just like a little something, like if you got a scratch that you can't get off, and like, you know, if it's anything like that, I always bring it in, and they have their own products. You can possibly also ask them what products they use so that you can buy one and have it at home. But yeah, I never treat any of my bags. I don't have any products lying around that I use. And because I buy my bags brand new all the time and I rotate them and I keep them in good condition, I never ever have to treat any of my bags. So yeah, that's a trick that I can give you. I have brought an LV bag, the Ippy leather Alma PM, because there was like a mark that was white and I could not get it off myself. It's kind of like, I don't know if it was paint or something, maybe it rubbed against the wall. And my SA just took care of it. She just took it in and then she buffed it and then she gave it back to me, and it was like, I could not even find it anymore. So try that. They're very helpful. Connie, hi Amy, what different leathers are there for the Chanel 19? I know there are lambskin and goatskin based on the collection series. I heard there will be shiny goatskin coming out. Oh, those are the only two that I'm aware of. But shiny goatskin, that's the same thing as the goatskin, no? Because mine is called shiny lambskin. And the goatskin one should be shiny goatskin. I think those are the only two that I'm aware of. You're welcome, Tracy. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, for this bag, I actually prefer it in quilted because that was one of the questions. I don't know. There's something about the quilted classic look that I like, but I don't mind the chevron depending on the color, maybe. I have seen some chevron ones that are really nice. But yeah, I just like this classic quilted look. I also have the same bag in burgundy, and it's also in quilted. Honestly, chevron or quilted, they're both just nice. Just depends on you. And it depends on the combination with the leather color and that season. Oh, hi. Iwi Lim. Make sure to join us in about an hour and a half because we're going to actually have our live show. I'm going to be eating dinner in a few minutes and then come back here. I wonder if I should just continue using this camera, except that I just don't know if it will overheat if I do 2 hours. So I'm not sure, but it's so much better than my usual setup, right? What do you guys think? Okay, Chris 10, one important factor is the length of the strap as they are not adjustable. Yes. Well, I'm sure you know the Chanel 19, it's kind of adjustable, but not really, because I would never move these around. It's just too cumbersome. But this one is actually at a really good length already. With this one, these straps are not adjustable. The way the small size falls on me is quite acceptable. I am 5'4", so I'm not too short, not too tall, not too short. So the small size actually falls on my hips when I wear crossbody. The medium size used to be too long, but they did change it. So Kat, my partner, she tried it recently, the medium size. It's probably a couple months already by now, and it has been shortened. So I feel like when they first came out with the bag, they made it too long, and I guess maybe they decided to change it. I feel like it's actually okay now. So uh, I probably would have. I probably would consider the medium now as well, just because the strap length is a bit shorter, much better than before. But definitely try it in person because you know, we're all different build. Even though I'm 5'4", you know, and you may be 5'4", we have different body types, so it still might look different on you. But yeah, it is shorter now, and the size large, which is I think some places call it maxi, or their website calls it maxi. That one has a really short strap. It's more of a shoulder bag actually, but the bag is really big. Like it's very big. I think if you want a more proper size shoulder bag, get the small or get the medium. Those would be the two I would recommend. I just bought my Gabrielle a month ago, and I'm actually really afraid to use. Oh, why? Because the bottom is pretty easy to scratch, and I've been looking for the 19 since it is more durable. Oh, no, it is not. Okay, I'm gonna try to pronounce your name. Felicia? Felicia. Okay, so Felicia, obviously I wouldn't go around dragging this bag on a table, but it's really not that bad. I don't know if you see the base of mine in the corners. No, it's not. Sometimes it's there. It's completely fine. And okay, yes, I am a careful person, but and probably also the small size is the easiest to take care of because it's pretty small. So anytime that if there's a crowd, just bring it to the front, and then it avoids anybody knocking the bag. But that being said, it's not like I have never bumped into people or even like something like a table or something. And a few times I thought I bumped it hard enough, but I still can't find it. Like it either blended in, I'm not sure what it is. It's pretty robust, so I wouldn't be not wearing the bag. Just wear it. Just be a bit more careful the first time, get used to it, and you probably wouldn't even think about it too much later. Like obviously don't be still be mindful basically, but you don't have to be scared. Wear it. It's a wonderful bag. Don't be scared of it. These two bags, I'm saying, they are so surprising. This one was really surprising for me. Like after I started using it, I just totally fell in love with it, which is why I still highly recommend it. I know like both of these bags are very polarizing, but I assure you, every time someone buys it and tells me later that they enjoy it thoroughly and that they hated it at first, but they just found out how easy access, because this one, especially the Gabrielle, is very easy access. One zipper pull, and it's straight, super smooth. And the fact that it's more flexible on top, you really can open it. Like, even though it's a small bag for mine, it has never been hard to reach in and out of this. Never. And it's such a surprise because I have a gripe with zipper bags. I don't like my Speedy. I hardly use my Speedy. I have not even used my Speedy this whole year. I have a very picky, I'm very picky when it comes to zippered bags. And the Gabrielle has never been something that I thought was annoying at all. So super easy to get in and out of this bag, which is one of the plus for this bag. So yeah, definitely use it. Don't be afraid to use it. I checked out the Gabby, all three. Oh, all three in the stores are scratch, especially the bottom sides. Oh, hi, Rio. What are the people doing at the store? Are they still are those the ones that they actually want to sell to you, or are they just a floor model? Because that is not right. Jade's Lightsworth. Hi, Amy. Yes, the camera is looking so much better. Yes, you know why? Because it's my actual filming camera, and I bought a capture card, and I'm trying it out. I just heard that it can overheat. I don't know if it'll do well in 2 hours. I might try to use it later, actually. Well, hopefully it doesn't disconnect me. And then because if it disconnects me and I'm the host, then Cat will be disconnected. So we'll see, hopefully. But if anything happens, I'll come back and you guys just hang on there and then come back to the show because I'm so proud of this episode because like, well, I'm not I know we're deviating from the subject, but I don't really know much about Moana, and I know why I don't know much about it now. But I did a lot of research. We both did, and our slides are amazing. You're gonna love it. It's a good show. You guys should join. I've watched some videos about that. I love the Gabby so much, but lately I can't stop thinking about the 19. I totally understand. Yeah, the 19, there's just something about it. I obviously recommend both. Like I said, I could never choose between the two. I would get one and then the other afterwards for sure. There is a newer size for the Gabrielle, the new medium. Yes, I love the new medium size. That's the size that Kat wants. Yes, Jojo, the chocolates are so good. And the thing is, oh my gosh, you're killing me because I already eat a lot of snacks at night because that's what I do. I just when I wind down, I'm either watching my K drama or watching YouTube, and I snack. That's the I I don't I'm not super careful with snacks because I make sure I eat well during the day, get all my nutrients in, my greens, my green powders. Sometimes I make a smoothie with even like cacao powder, like raw cacao powder. At least, I'm getting all my greens in and everything. But then at night, I don't care. I'm binging on my sweets and on my chips. It's bad, but that's what I do. That's what we do. Me and my husband, we watch a lot of K drama. Okay. I'm neither an edgy dresser nor a feminine dresser. Same. I try to strike a happy medium. Do you think the 19 is an edgy bag? Huh. Funny thing is, I can wear a cutesy dress with the 19. But my style is very much similar. I'm not super edgy because I'm not about buying the latest trends and then never reach for them. I still buy things that are, well, first of all, it has to be comfortable and it has to fit my body type because I can't fit in all kinds of clothes. But I'm not super classic either. Like I sometimes find too classic a bit too boring, like a bit too professional, like a bit too sort of office like, and I need a bit of detail. So for example, this is a sweatshirt from Zara. It's just a sweatshirt, but there's a little bit of detail that just elevates it. So that's kind of my style. When I choose dresses, they can be girly, but there's still something in it that's like extra. It's not just a plain, simple dress. So I dress the same way. And I feel like the 19 is not necessarily too edgy. I say that it's an edgier bag because again, we're comparing it with the classic flap. They look so different, right? But you can definitely dress down this bag as well. No, wait, you can dress up this bag as well. To a certain extent, like I said, it really does go with, oh, I'm telling you, this bag, I took the best pictures when I was traveling back to Montreal. I was wearing a blazer. I brought a lot of blazers with me because it was in the fall. Any blazer, so whether it was a Zara blazer or a Balmain blazer, this bag looks like so good. But I can also wear this bag with, like I said, a cutesy dress, like a more feminine dress. Not a super classic dress, but kind of, like I said, just with a little bit of extra detail that makes it a bit more interesting, but not super, super classic. So I feel like it's not too edgy. You can still play with it. Definitely try it out, because like I said, you always have to try it. You don't know until you try it. There are things that I bought that I never thought I would buy, like the Petit Sac Plat that I just revealed on my channel. I knew I liked it when I saw the campaigns and, you know, that the bag was gonna come out. But I stopped myself from getting it at the beginning because I thought it's another mini bag and it's so, like, that one is so small. But once I got it in person, it was another story. Like, I know it's just another very tiny phone holder bag, but I don't know, it just went with my vibe and I just liked it. So sometimes you don't know until you really see it in person. Yes, I love both too. I love both the 19 and the Gabby. All right, so it's already been 46 minutes. Did I answer all your questions? Let me know if you have any more questions about these two bags. If I can get more questions, I might just make a proper video, because I know I'm just literally talking out of my brain. Yeah, I talked about wear and tear. Is it worth it? Yeah. Is it worth it? Not really. In a way, is anything worth $8,000? No, unless you love it. So that's my motto. It only is worth it if you love it. I feel like if you love it but you're not sure just because of the price, chances are you probably will love it. But if you're not sure because you generally don't think that you like the style, but it's just because it's a really hot bag at the moment, then maybe you won't like it. Like, I don't know how else to put it. What do you think about the Gabrielle backpack? Do not like it. And Peony, so I don't like the backpack. I actually talked about it in one of our live show. The backpack, the way it opens and closes, seems like it's easy when you have a table and your bag is, you know, nicely seated on the table and you have the time to open it and close it. But when you're out and about and you're running around, and with a backpack you have to wear on your on your back, right? When you need to get anything from it, not only do you have to, like, you know, take off one side and reach into it, but every time, because it stays on one side of your shoulder, right? That's how I would get inside my backpack. It stays on one side, so that one side is pulling the chain, whereas you're trying to pull it apart. It's just so counterintuitive. I had it for a day, and there's no returns in Canada, so I had it for a day and I decided to sell it the next day. I did not even bother to reveal it or anything because I was so disappointed with this bag, because I had such high hopes and it was very hard to get at the beginning. It was actually before I got this bag. So the bag was really new. It literally launched around that season, probably. Like it was in the early days of the Gabrielle, and my SA had to put it through for me before I could go to the store. I couldn't go to the store in time, so I just asked her to please charge me. But basically that means it's yours. You cannot return it. So it was a huge, like, I had high hopes because I thought I loved the style because it looked amazing. It looked really cute when it was empty. The other thing too, if you try to put more than because the way it bulges, I just didn't like it. Maybe it's me. I don't need a lot of things, but I still need things that can be weighty. Like I always have a Max phone. I always need my 6 key. I always need my wallet. And with a backpack, you would also expect it to fit more, right? You expect it because it's a larger bag. This one, you don't expect it because it's a smaller bag, even though this one fits a lot. It even fits my vlogging camera with everything else. So, but with the backpack, once I had all of those things in, not only did the weight bother me because those two tiny chains sitting on your shoulder, very uncomfortable. Yeah, it's just the whole thing about having to open it and close it just really bothered me. So I personally don't like it. I know a lot of people have been loving it lately, but I don't like it at all. Tracy, especially Chanel, but us crazy still buy it. Yep, exactly. Yeah, the prices are extortionate. They really aren't worth it for most people, but if you love it, then it's worth it. It's like I said, don't look at it from a monetary resale value. Don't look at it from a, oh, is it still going to be relevant in the next year? Why would that matter if you know, like maybe this top won't be relevant in 2 years maybe, but I like it. I'll still wear it, you know what I mean? Unless there's a hole in it or something. So that's how I look at it. Chains are fussy on the Gabrielle backpack. Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. They're very fussy. They're not fussy on this one. It gets tangled sometimes, but it's almost a novelty to sort of untangle it and just, even if it's all tangled, honestly, a lot of times it's all tangled, like literally a few twists like this, like a million twists. But I just put it on my shoulder and I'm good to go. I don't have to entangle it to get inside my bag. You see what I mean? So, yeah. All right, I think we're going to conclude this live with, I'm just going to double check Novia's question. Yeah, I answered her. Yeah, I would get the 19 first. But I will also say this, go to your store, try them both. They may not both be available. Get the one that is available now, because that's the thing with Chanel. Availability is always in question. They're both not going to be always available at the same time. But if they are, try them both. See which one you vibe with more. Because I'm telling you that I will choose this one first. But if this one was never available and I can never get a hold of it, then I'll just buy this first. You know what I mean? At least you can get the ball rolling in a way. And the other thing I want to mention also is that by going in person, the advantage is that you can check the bag itself. Like some of you are saying that every time you went in and there's 3 of these and they're all scratched up on the bottom, well, then maybe that batch has something wrong with it. Maybe that batch had an extra thin piece of leather on the bottom. Like, why would it scratch that easily? I haven't had that problem in either of my bags. So sometimes you just have to skip that season. I do that a lot. Trust me. I have try the backpack. Maybe you'll like it because a lot of people are liking the backpack right now. I'm not sure if it changed or anything, but when I had it, which like I said, it was even before this bag, I did not like it. But I have very specific requirements when it comes to getting in and out of my bags, which, like I said, not everybody will be annoyed by a zipper bag. Not everybody will be annoyed at maybe the way that you get in and out of the Gabrielle. So you have to try it. You have to try it to know for sure. Anyway, I just heard my husband come back home, so we're going to eat dinner. I'm going to see you guys in an hour. Thank you so much for joining. Sorry, it's such an impromptu. I feel so unprepared, but I'll see you again in an hour on the live show. Bye, guys.